Hey guys, it's Bang for Buck PC Gamer here, and I'm about to show you how to display in-game frames per second in the unified Windows platform games from the Windows 10 Microsoft Store. Unfortunately, traditional methods like Fraps and the MSI Afterburner overlay, which uses ReaderTuner statistics server, will not work with DirectX 12 games from the Windows Store, unfortunately. So I'll quickly give you an idea of what the traditional method looked like. So this is Unigine Heaven. It's a DirectX 11 game. This is my customized MSI Afterburner overlay, and this is what the Fraps counter would look like in most games, and that's what we're pretty much used to. But unfortunately, none of these are useful when it comes to unified Windows platform games from the Microsoft Store. Now, to get around this, you can use either Mirilis Action or DX Story. I'm going to cover Mirilis Action in this video, so I'm going to open this up now. The first thing you need to make sure is you have your overlay in the position you want. I personally like to have it in the top pan left. So you go to settings, you go to the overlay support, and you choose which place you want to have your overlay displayed at. Now, the second thing you need to do is choose the recording mode. Now, before I get into this, the reason you have to choose the option, which is the last option to the far right, called Active Desktop Region. Microsoft games from the Windows Store, for some reason, they don't use a true full screen mode. So they use a kind of a hybrid full screen which scales internally to the resolution of choice, but actually is still running in a sort of desktop mode. So if you choose in-game mode, you won't get any FPS overlay, because it's not monitoring your desktop, it's monitoring the actual game, and it doesn't work like that. So you have to actually monitor your desktop to get your frames per second reading. So you choose the active desktop region. Don't worry about scaling the size to your monitor. You can just click this option called Snap to Windows, and it will just monitor the whole screen. So I'm going to launch a game now and give you an example of how that would look while you're in game. So I'm going to launch Forza Motorsport 6 Apex. Just give me one moment. Okay, so I've got Forza Motorsport 6 all loaded up now, and as you can see in the top left hand corner, as I desired, I've got my overlay still showing a maximum of 73 frames per second. Now, there's something I really need to quickly explain, is that unified Windows platform games don't have any VSync support at the moment, so you can't disable it and you can't enable it. So things like FreeSync and G-Sync do not work. So unfortunately, the maximum reported frames per second you will have in some games is half the refresh rate of your monitor. I'm currently using a 144 Hz monitor, so in this game the maximum frames per second I will see is 73 frames per second. So I'll quickly jump into a race and show you that it does monitor in-game frames per second. As you can see, I'm getting a rock solid 73 frames per second. This game runs pretty well, happy to say that. So I'm going to quit this race now, return back to my desktop. Another thing I want to cover is depending on your desktop resolution, your overlay size will change. So currently I've got my desktop resolution at, I'm just going to quickly disable this. So I've got my desktop resolution at 2560 by 1440 at 144 Hz. Now, if you want to have this overlay a little larger, you'd have to keep your resolution at 1920 by 1080 for your desktop resolution, and be sure to do this with Mirilis Action closed. So I'll restart it and the overlay should be a little larger. So when you're in game now, it should be a bit bigger. So when you're recording in 4K, it won't be really tiny, you still be able to see it. Now, most of these games will still allow you to scale your game to 4K, so it shouldn't actually stop you from using 4K despite having a desktop of 1920 by 1080, but some games do like quantum break if you haven't got a native 4K monitor, so just bear that in mind. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully this has helped you guys out. If you got any questions, just give me a comment in the comment section and I'll try and get back to you as soon as I can.